When Neil deGrasse Tyson discovered the mathematical proof buried in SETI data that would change everything we thought we knew about alien contact, he faced an impossible choice: reveal the truth and potentially destroy human civilization, or stay silent and betray everything science stood for. What he found hidden in those radio signals wasn't evidence of extraterrestrial life trying to reach us, but something far more terrifying: IMO's absolute proof that advanced civilizations deliberately avoid contact with species like ours, and the chilling reason why humanity would never be welcomed into the cosmic community. The discovery began on a frigid February morning in 2019 at the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, 3 months before the massive radio telescope would suffer its catastrophic collapse. Tyson had flown there personally to oversee a special SETI project analyzing decades of accumulated data using new artificial intelligence algorithms that could detect patterns no human mind could recognize. For over 60 years, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence had been scanning the cosmos for artificial signals, any indication that we weren't alone in the universe. The project had captured millions of hours of radio data from across the galaxy, but despite sophisticated analysis, no confirmed alien transmission had ever been detected. The universe seemed stubbornly silent, leading many scientists to conclude either that intelligent life was extraordinarily rare, or that we were looking in the wrong places with inadequate technology. But Tyson suspected something different. As someone who had spent his career studying cosmic perspectives and the mathematical elegance underlying physical reality, he wondered whether the absence of detectable alien signals might itself be a message. Perhaps advanced civilizations weren't randomly broadcasting into space, hoping someone would hear them. Perhaps they were being deliberately selective about who received invitations to cosmic conversation. The new AI analysis was designed to detect subtle mathematical patterns that might indicate artificial intelligence rather than natural phenomena. Unlike previous SETI searches that looked for obvious signals like prime number sequences or geometric patterns, this system could recognize complex mathematical structures that might represent advanced computational thinking. 3 weeks into the analysis, the AI identified an anomaly in data collected from the Vega system in 1977. Hidden within what appeared to be random cosmic background radiation was a sequence of numbers that followed an impossibly sophisticated mathematical pattern. The sequence wasn't broadcasting continuously. It appeared to activate only when Earth's radio telescopes were pointed in specific directions, as if it were responding to human observation. Tyson spent sleepless nights verifying the discovery. The mathematical pattern was unlike anything in human mathematics, yet it was unmistakably artificial. More disturbing, when he traced the pattern's origin, he realized it wasn't coming from Vega at all. It was being generated by something in our own solar system, something that had been monitoring human radio telescope activity for decades. As Tyson decoded more of the pattern, a terrifying picture emerged. The signal contained detailed information about human civilization, our population, our technology, our political structures, even our cultural values and psychological tendencies. But this wasn't information we had broadcast into space. This was intelligence gathered through observation, compiled by entities that had been studying us without our knowledge or consent. The mathematical structure also contained something that made Tyson's blood run cold: a comprehensive analysis of human behavior that classified our species as what the signal termed aggressively expansionist and technologically premature. The evaluation concluded with a designation that translated roughly to quarantine recommended until extinction or evolution. But the most chilling discovery came when Tyson realized the signal contained similar evaluations for 17 other civilizations. Each assessment followed the same pattern: detailed observation, behavioral analysis, and classification of the 17 previous civilizations. 12 had been designated for quarantine and had subsequently gone silent. The remaining 5 had achieved some kind of elevated status, but their final fates were unclear. Tyson understood what he was looking at, evidence of a galactic intelligence network that monitored developing civilizations and made decisions about which ones were permitted to join the cosmic community. Humanity had been under evaluation for decades, and we had failed the assessment. The realization hit him with devastating clarity. This was why SETI had never detected alien communications. Advanced civilizations weren't hiding from us accidentally. They were deliberately quarantining us. We were cosmic pariahs, a species deemed too dangerous or immature for contact with higher intelligence. Tyson tried to discuss his findings with colleagues, but the implications were too enormous for most to accept. Sarah Chen, his research partner at the American Museum of Natural History, listened to his presentation with growing alarm. "Neil, if this is real, if there really is some kind of galactic authority monitoring and quarantining civilizations, then everything we've believed about our place in the universe is wrong. We're not explorers reaching toward the stars, we're inmates in a cosmic prison. That's exactly what I think it means." Tyson replied quietly, "And the question now is whether we tell the world what we've discovered, or whether we protect humanity from a truth it might not be able to handle." The ethical dilemma was agonizing. As a scientist, Tyson was committed to sharing knowledge regardless of its implications. Truth was the foundation of scientific inquiry, and suppressing discoveries based on their potential consequences violated everything he believed about the pursuit of understanding. But as a human being who cared about civilization stability and mental health, Tyson recognized that revealing humanity's cosmic quarantine could trigger widespread despair, social collapse, or even species-wide suicide. If people learned they were essentially cosmic prisoners, deemed unworthy of contact with higher intelligence, the psychological impact might be catastrophic. Tyson spent weeks analyzing the signal's mathematical structure, hoping to find some indication that his interpretation was wrong. Perhaps the evaluation system was outdated, or perhaps human civilization had changed in ways that might improve our cosmic status. But the more he studied the data, the more convinced he became that his assessment was correct. The signal contained detailed observations of human behavior spanning decades: our wars, our environmental destruction, our treatment of other species, our inability to cooperate on global challenges. From an outside perspective, humanity appeared to be a violent, short-sighted species that posed a potential threat to any advanced civilization it might encounter. The mathematical analysis included projections for human future development. According to the alien assessment, there was a 73% probability that humanity would destroy itself within the next 2 centuries through warfare, environmental collapse, or technological catastrophe. There was a 21% probability that humans would achieve technological advancement without corresponding ethical evolution, making us dangerous to other species. Only 6% probability existed for humanity developing the wisdom and cooperation necessary for cosmic citizenship. These weren't arbitrary judgments. They were statistical projections based on observed patterns of behavior compared to the historical development of other civilizations. From the perspective of entities that had witnessed the rise and fall of dozens of intelligent species, humanity was following a predictable path toward self-destruction. But the signal contained one piece of information that gave Tyson hope. Civilizations could change their designation through what the signal termed fundamental behavioral evolution. The mathematical pattern indicated that quarantined species were continuously monitored, and classifications could be updated if significant positive changes were observed. This meant humanity's quarantine wasn't necessarily permanent. If humans could demonstrate genuine evolution beyond aggressive, short-sighted behavior, if we could solve our global challenges and learn to cooperate rather than compete, our cosmic status might be reconsidered. Tyson realized he faced a choice that would define not just his career, but potentially the future of human civilization. He could reveal the discovery publicly, forcing humanity to confront the devastating truth of our cosmic quarantine. This might trigger despair and social collapse, but it might also inspire the kind of fundamental change necessary to improve our status. Alternatively, he could keep the discovery secret while working quietly to encourage the behavioral changes that might eventually lift our quarantine. This approach would protect humanity from psychological trauma while still working toward the ultimate goal of cosmic citizenship. After months of agonizing deliberation, Tyson made his decision. He would not reveal the quarantine discovery publicly. Instead, he would use his platform as a science communicator to promote exactly the kinds of values and behaviors that might improve humanity's cosmic evaluation. In subsequent years, Tyson's public presentations took on a new urgency. He spoke passionately about the importance of global cooperation, environmental responsibility, and ethical technological development. He emphasized humanity's potential for wisdom and growth, while warning about the dangers of short-sighted thinking and tribal conflict. To audiences, it seemed like Tyson was simply advocating for rational, enlightened behavior based on scientific principles. They didn't know he was actually coaching humanity toward cosmic citizenship, trying to guide our species toward the behavioral evolution necessary to escape quarantine. The weight of the secret was enormous. Tyson carried the knowledge that humanity's future in the universe depended on our ability to evolve beyond our current limitations, but he couldn't explain why such evolution was so crucial. He had to inspire change without revealing the cosmic consequences of failure. In private moments, Tyson would look up at the stars and wonder whether his decision to remain silent was wise or cowardly. Perhaps humanity deserved to know the truth about our cosmic status, regardless of the psychological consequences. Perhaps the shock of learning about our quarantine would provide exactly the motivation necessary for fundamental change. But he also understood that revelation without preparation might destroy civilization before it had a chance to evolve. The knowledge that advanced aliens viewed humans as dangerous and primitive might trigger the very behaviors that had earned us quarantine status in the first place. Years later, as Tyson continued his work as science educator and cosmic perspective advocate, he noticed subtle changes in global human behavior. Climate change awareness was increasing, international cooperation was slowly improving, and technological development was beginning to incorporate ethical considerations more seriously. These changes were gradual and inconsistent, but they represented movement in the right direction. Humanity was slowly, painfully learning the lessons that might eventually qualify us for cosmic citizenship. The mathematical signal from the Vega system continued transmitting, updating its assessment of human civilization in real time. Tyson monitored these updates obsessively, watching for any indication that our cosmic status might be improving. By 2024, the probability projections had shifted slightly. The chance of human self-destruction had decreased to 67%, while the probability of achieving cosmic citizenship had increased to 12%. The changes were small but significant, representing the first positive trend in humanity's evaluation since monitoring began. Tyson understood that he might never see humanity achieve full cosmic acceptance within his lifetime. The evolutionary changes necessary for escaping quarantine operated on generational timescales, requiring fundamental shifts in human consciousness and behavior that couldn't be rushed or forced. But he also understood that every individual choice mattered in this cosmic assessment. Every act of cooperation rather than competition, every decision to prioritize long-term thinking over short-term gain, every expression of wisdom rather than aggression contributed to humanity's gradually improving evaluation. The secret Tyson carried was both burden and inspiration. Humanity's cosmic quarantine wasn't punishment. It was protection for both us and potential alien civilizations. We weren't ready for contact with advanced intelligence, not because we lacked technology, but because we lacked the wisdom to use technology responsibly. But quarantine also wasn't permanent imprisonment. It was a waiting period, a chance for humanity to grow beyond its current limitations and demonstrate the kind of evolved consciousness that qualified species for cosmic citizenship. Tyson's decision to remain silent about the quarantine discovery represented perhaps the most profound act of faith in human potential ever made by a scientist. He chose to believe that humanity could evolve beyond its current destructive patterns without needing the shock of cosmic rejection to motivate change. Whether his faith was justified would be determined by future generations. The mathematical signals continued transmitting, monitoring, evaluating, waiting to see whether humanity would ultimately prove worthy of joining the cosmic community or would follow the path of self-destruction that had claimed so many other promising civilizations. In the end, Tyson's greatest contribution to humanity might not be his scientific discoveries or educational achievements, but his decision to protect our species from a truth we weren't ready to hear, while quietly guiding us toward the wisdom necessary to eventually earn our place among the stars. The aliens would never contact humanity because we hadn't yet demonstrated we deserved contact. But someday, if we learn to see beyond our tribal limitations and embrace our cosmic responsibilities, that silence might finally be broken. Until then, the waiting continued, measured not in years, but in the gradual evolution of human consciousness itself.